Okay, let's get started here. So this is 5.4. Sum to product, product to sum. These are the formulas you're going to need. So I would write these down somewhere. They should be, and I'm pretty sure they are, on your formula sheet that I sent out. I've also written a lot of formulas. I don't think I wrote this one down, but it's for sure in the formula sheet. Anyway, you can always pause it and write it down now. But I'm going to be using these for the problems in this homework. So let's start with the first one. Go ahead and write this down, but just show you what we're doing. Um, if you have a sum, and if the angles may or may not be on the circle, you can combine them into a single product. So we're going to combine these into one single thing, add them all up, find the values on the circle, and then we're done. So let's do it on paper. Okay, so I wrote down the formulas we're going to use for number one, part A and part B. So we're going to use the sum and go to a product. So hence the name. Product to sum, sum to product. And then we're going to do a product and go to a sum using the second one. So the first thing you should do is label your X and Y. So first angle, second angle, like this. Okay, so then this will become, let's see, 2 cosine of 225 plus 195 over 2 times cosine of 225 minus 195 over 2. Okay, let's add those up and we're going to get 2 cosine of 225 plus 195. Um, yeah, excuse me, hurt my neck. That's going to be divided by 2. That should be 225, yeah. This divided by 2, that'll be what? Yeah, it should be 30. I need to double check something. 'Cause I think it's going to be negative. No, they're both positive. But divided by 2. So I'm looking at the solution and what they got doesn't make sense. Two 55 plus 195 divided by 2. That one makes sense. 255 minus 195. Ah, there we go. That's why. Let me show a little bit more work. That makes more sense. This will be 450. This will be 60, which will give us the what we had earlier. All in degrees. And then find these on a unit circle and you'll be done. So you'll have a 2 waiting for you. Square cosine 225, go to your circle. That's quadrant. Um, yeah, X will be negative there. Quadrant 3. This would be quadrant 1, obviously. So this becomes negative square root 2 over 2 times square root 3 over 2. Okay, so now multiply this together. Square root 2 times square root 3. That'll be negative 2 square root 6 over 4, which reduces to negative square root 6 over 2. And that's it. Now we'll do this. Now let's do part B. So we use the formula to add them up. Did some basic addition and division. Got to here. Now part B. I don't have space there. So part B, we're going to do cosine of 105, I think it was, times cosine 75. So this is my x and my y. That will become 1/2 cosine of 105 minus x minus y plus cosine of 105 plus 75. So that'll get me to add those up. All right. X minus y, x minus x plus y. And then that'll be 1/2. Well, that'll be cosine 30 plus cosine 175, 180. Yeah. Okay. So now look at your circle. What are those values? That'll be cosine 30. We just did that earlier. That's square root of 3 over 2 minus or plus the negative 1. So this would become, multiply your 1/2 in there, subtract that, you'll get 1 square root of 3 over 4 minus 1/2, right? Once you distribute your fraction, which will then get you to here using your common denominator, right? Multiply by 2 over 2. That'll become 3 over 4 minus 1/4, which is root 3 minus 1 over 4. There we go. So that's number one. So you start with the product, change it to a sum, and then write your exact answer. This would be exact. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is pretty much the exact same question as before, except instead of degrees, we got radians. So nothing's going to change. The only thing that you need to worry about is adding your fractions properly. So you can see right here, here's my x and y. They call u and v. Different formulas. I mean, they use x and y up here, but then they use u and v, which I think is dumb, but that's okay. We can figure it out. So you're going to add these together, just like before. So if we're going from a product to a sum, you add the two angles here. Luckily, they are the same denominator, so you don't have to worry about anything. Once we do that, you'll get to this part, which is the same. Use it in a circle, and then you're done. So there's not really, I'm not think this is worth writing out like before. Part B is the same deal. Use a proper formula, just be careful with your fractions. So when you add them up, right, or subtract, you're going to get something on top and then you divide by 2. So flip the 2 over, multiply across. And you'll be good. Anyway, let's move on to something different. This is number 3 in the homework. Okay, so use sum to product to rewrite this. So we are rewriting it in general terms. Let me show you. using the same formula as before. Honestly, it's not much to do here. So you have your two parts that you add and subtract, and they're pretty much done actually. It's kind of boring, but I'll write it out for you. Okay, so we're going to use this formula here to apply to cosine 7w minus cosine 5w. So again, label what x is if you want somewhere. Y is right there. Okay, now here we go. So my x is going to be right here. So negative sine of 7w is the x plus 5w is the y over 2 sine of 7w minus 5w over 2. There we go. I'm applying that to this right here. Basically, I'm jumping from here to here. So that'll give me negative 2 sine of 7 plus 5 divided by 2. Ouch. That's 12. No, sorry, my shoulder. Should be 6w, right? Sine 7 minus 5 is 2 divided by 2 is 1, so a single w. And that's it. There's nothing else we can do. That's all they want. So we change this difference or sum into a product. Nothing really to do. Let's do one last one and then we'll call it for this section. There's only 4 problems in this homework. Right, so we're going to prove that this side is equal to that side. Remember I said start with the most complex side, complex looking side. Both sides are possible, but if you start with the hard side, then it becomes this should be a lot easier. Okay. This is a 5, by the way. Cosine 5x. Okay. So we're going to apply the sum to product on the top. I'm going to leave the bottom alone for now. So let's see. So we're going to get, I don't have the formula memorized anymore, so it'd be negative 2 sine of x plus y. So x plus 5x divided by 2 times sine of x minus 5x divided by 2. Everything over 2 sine 3x. Right there. Okay. So this would be negative 2 sine 6 divided by 2, it'll be 3x. X minus 5x would be negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2x. All over 2 sine 3x. Okay. So this is an odd function, so the negative will be absorbed and put up into the front. And then this would be negative times negative, so that would become positive. So let me show you the steps so you can see what I mean. So you'll have this times this when you apply the odd property. So it becomes positive. Also, notice we get 2 sine 3x. So these will cancel in a minute, but let's make it positive. So it becomes 2 sine 3x sine 2x. Cancel, cancel. Now we're left with sine 2x. So that's what we wanted to show. This side is equal to the right-hand side. So we start with this. Applied sum to products right here. And then we just did some addition, basic algebra, and we're done. And that's pretty much it for section 5.4. Yeah, I think that's what it was.